Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you today? I'm coming to you today from NAPEAGUE Ocean Beach. I used to live right here. This is called the NAPEAGUE Stretch. This is like this teeny little piece of land between Amagansett and Montauk. And it's very skinny for about 4 miles or something. It's a beautiful little spot. And there's some surfers in the water. I thought you might enjoy looking at these beautiful young men out there just having a great morning. So great. They're waking up and exercising and in the ocean. That's so smart. All right, let's get some yoga in, shall we? 30 minutes of bliss with our wonderful vessels that we have here. See if you can go straight into the strange leg. Put that strange leg in front just to start rebalancing your body. Now, I'm kind of close to the water. I might get drenched, so if you hear me squeal and run, that's why. All right, so let's start by sitting up very, very tall. We're going to lengthen the lower spine. Take your fingertip, put it on your hip bone, put your thumb on the bottom of your rib cage, and we're going to stretch that area. Make sure you don't banana your back. Don't go like this. Make sure you go up inside yourself on a really, really tall spine. Lengthening the back of the neck, pushing that occipital bone towards the ceiling. You could actually just take your hand and sort of massage your neck muscles and push that bone up. You could take both your hands if you want to and sort of stretch the back of your neck. Far too many of us are like this. I'm like this sometimes. I have to remind myself to lengthen the back of the neck. And look how nice that looks. Doesn't that look great? You might feel a little stiff when you first start doing it, but after a while you're like, wow, this feels really good. So lengthen the back of the neck. Start to inhale through the nostrils, keeping the mouth closed. Let's open up our shoulders. Look, I wanted to go back to my regular leg. Try not to go unconscious about that. All right, take your hands. You're going to take a thumb up and you're going to fold your fingers in. Put the bottom of your fist on the ground, and then you're going to point your thumbs back and forward, without moving the shoulder. Don't let your shoulder move. Keep it like that. Don't pinch your shoulders back either. That is the wrong instructions for having good posture. Your shoulders should be wide and flat and down. They shouldn't be pinched and back. Ooh, they got some bugs. This is the first beach I've been at that's had bugs. I used to sail in Chicago. Lake flies. Let me tell you, my friend, those are something you could do. We were like, oh no, the wind died. And they would just start eating us. It was terrible. People from the Midwest, y'all know what I'm talking about. Minnesota, forget about it. You got those lake flies. All right, take your thumb, push it back, roll it forward. And what we're doing is we're actually just rotating the humerus, which is this bone, inside the shoulder socket. We're getting used to, oh, that's where my shoulder should be. Okay. And if you're lifting weights, do this first to make sure that your shoulders are in the right place, because you don't want to group a bad habit, like, lifting the weights. You go, oh, I hate weights. I got hurt doing weights. Well, we know why, because you weren't doing them properly. You've got to make sure you put your shoulder in the right place. So push that thumb back as far as you can go. Make sure your neck is nice and relaxed. Tongue is relaxed. Keep lifting. Keep lengthening this lower spine. Keep lengthening the back of the neck. Inhaling deeply. Pushing the thumb back as far as you can go. There's going to be a point where it stops. That's the end of your fascia. You're pushing against that edge, and then you're going to keep the shoulders very quiet and rotate the palms to face the ground. And then see if you can kind of creep your hands up onto your knees without disturbing your shoulders. Can you come into Namaskara Mudra, the prayer position, with your shoulders in that same spot? If you mess up, just go back like this and find it again. You can find it again. Closing the eyes. Lengthening the back of the neck, inhaling deeply through the nostrils. With a slight smile on your face. Let's start the day with a slight smile. It kind of affects the whole body when you smile. Lifting the corners of the eyes, cheekbones. And let's take a moment to invite some silence into our lives. And rubbing the hands together vigorously, heating up the palms. Bring the warm palms over the closed eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils, lengthening the back of the neck. Lengthening the lower spine, sitting up very tall on your sit bones. Make sure your weight is centered over the sit bones. You might tilt forward and back, sideways, just to find that center point right over those sit bones. Most effortless way that you can hold your spinal column up. And open the eyes behind the palms. Circle the eyes to the right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the eyes. Relax the eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Lengthening the back of the neck. Lengthening the sides of the body, the lower spine, L1 through 5. That lumbar spine, that's what we want to lengthen. Shoulders are down. Open the eyes again behind the palms. This time we're going to circle to the left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the eyes, relax the eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Exhale deeply through the nostrils. One last big inhalation. And gently open the eyes and lower the hands. Oh, wow. Congratulations, you made it here. The hard work is over. Let's enjoy bliss. Gosh, things are biting me. Not used to bugs at the beach. That's just so funny. Today I wanted to talk about something that I call opposition. And opposition is a way that you can strengthen your body in unique ways. We learned it in dance. And basically what it is, it's activating your fascia. And the fascia is this big net that your body's in it. So what happens is if you move your body one way, the rest of my body is going to compensate. Something else is going to happen. So if I come forward like this, something is going to happen. And this is what happens with posture, is a lot of us are holding our heads forward like this, and then look what happens. The rest of the spine responds. Because this is going this way, then your spine goes backwards. So when we push that head back, it actually affects the rest of the spine. It starts to lengthen. It's a good way to begin having good posture is by just lengthening that occipital bone back there. That's going to do wonders for your posture. You're creating opposition because what you're doing is you're pushing up on the occipital bone, and conversely, you're also pushing down in your sit bones. And the sit bones are at the bottom of, you ever see the pelvis is like an amazing bone, isn't it? It's sort of this big acetabulum, this big bowl that we have here. And there's two little hooks at the bottom like this. And that's what we're sitting on our sit bones. And you want to be over the center of them, not back, not forward, not like this with your tummy, either way. If you can stretch away from those sit bones, it becomes effortless to sit up properly. I remember I had one student, I corrected her posture and she goes, "Oh, it feels like I'm doing nothing." And that's exactly right. That's what we're trying to do, is get ourselves in a position where everything is sort of balanced. Like, you see these people with spinning the plates with the sticks. They're getting that plate right over the center, and then it's really not hard at all. So this opposition that we're creating, it's really opening up our spine. Let's twist our spine while we've got it so tall right now. Let's take the left hand, put it on the right knee, and twist and look over the right shoulder, really pushing your hand into your knee, but don't try too hard. Make sure that you're appropriate. Taking it easy, not pushing the body too hard. It's early in the morning. We don't want to upset our bodies that much. Let's go to the other side. We're going to gently take our horse out of the barn. That's what I feel like. My body is like my horse. Oh, maybe you can see the surface now. I think the waves are coming in behind me now. Looking over that left shoulder. Oh, that feels so good. Let's do another opposition thing. You're going to let your hands stretch out to the side and then bring your other arm up and over, opening up your chest as much as you can towards the sky. Feel that opposition of this hip and that elbow. You feel that opposition? Instead of just schlumping into your elbow like that, see if you can push down on your hip and make a beautiful arch with the side of your body. That's what we're doing. And then you're going to open up your chest and you're staring towards the sky. reaching up and over. Let's try take it to the other side. Hope that's not too much rattling on there. All right, let's go to the other side. This time, we're going to let the left elbow go down on the ground, and the right hip is going to be in opposition to that elbow. See if you, I would prefer that you kept the hip down and then put the elbow down. That's harder. If you put the elbow and then the hip, you can kind of cheat a little bit and relax there. So make sure your hip's on the ground, and then see if you can get that elbow down. It might not be available to you right now. And then reach the arm way up over your head, looking up under the arm. And coming back up. Isn't that wonderful? Let's open our legs out into the easy V. Just rocking, rocking, rocking. And what we're doing is we're really warming up our hip sockets for the day. And if you want to, you can take a block and use that as well. You could sort of rest on the block if you want to. You can let your head droop. I'm going to take the block and really stretch it forward like this. I'm just going to stretch as far as I can, maybe even a little bit farther. I'm really going to let it go, and then my head's going to just drop, and I'm going to try to relax my upper body over my legs, gently straightening the legs. Don't really push the knees down, but lengthen through the leg to lengthen it. Lengthen through that knee. Don't ever push your knee back. That's not good. Lengthening forward, really feeling that. And then slowly coming back up. Oh, it's fantastic. Now let's go over the right leg. You can just walk on either side of your leg, and then you're going to let your upper body just drape over that leg. Just drape over the leg. Wherever you are, just be honest with it. Now, here's your opposition. It's your left hip going back while you're going over your right leg. So feel the difference when you let that. Whenever the teacher told me anything, I'd always do the opposite just to test it. So it's like, okay, roll it in. Okay, right. Now let's roll that back. So I'm rolling my hip around and to the back. See what a difference it makes in the stretch that you are achieving there. You're going to have more progress. Here, you don't have enough opposition. You don't have enough opposition to create a change. Oh, that feels so good. Same thing. Now, this time we're going to keep that right hip back, all right? So walking forward over the left leg. Keep in mind that opposition. If you lose it, just make it go back. And this is going to create a lot of stretch because it's sort of what they call pin and stretch, where you pin something down and then you stretch it. It's a great way for orthopedic stretching. You can do that. It can really help to lengthen the muscle. And coming back up to seated. Let's come into the butterfly position. This is our titibasana, our mariposa. Our schmetterling. Paro. What's the other one I love? Oh, farfalla in Italian. That's so pretty. And what's the other one? I'm trying to think of the other. Papillon. Of course, papillon. So we have our little butterfly. This is a great way to sort of get your hips used to the idea of opening here. All right, let's stretch the legs forward. I'm going to come on the angle so you can really see my feet. And what I'm going to do is just flex the toes back, point the toes. Flex the toes. Now I'm lengthening the toes. Now crunch your toes. I want you to see the difference between the three. So there's crunch, there's lengthen, then there's flex. Lengthen, crunch. Lengthen, flex. Lengthen, crunch. Lengthen, flex. Now keeping the toes flexed. Now flex your foot back. Now keeping the toes flexed, push the ball of your foot forward. Keeping the toes back, flex your foot back. Ball of the toe, flex the foot. Ball of the toe, flex the foot. Crunch the toes, flex the toes, crunch the toes, flex the toes, and circle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, it's so good to get the feet going. Let's go on ahead and stand up. It's time to get to some of our poses today. We're going to come into all fours, curling the toes under, and then just go into your down dog. Take a moment to walk your dog if you want to, stretching each leg, stretching your legs, stretching them back in. Maybe rise up onto your toes. Maybe if you can put the heels down and then lift the toes if you can. That might not be available to you at this point, but try to give it a try. This is a good way to make sure your legs are in the right position, because when you flex your feet, your toes, then your ankle is over your foot. It's just a great way of aligning yourself. Walking forward towards the hands. Let's hang over the legs for just a moment. Oh, let your head go. Yes, no. Yes, no. Yes, no. Okay, and rolling all the way up. Let me adjust the camera so you can see me full length. Isn't this gorgeous where we are? Whew. We're almost to Montauk. We are almost to Montauk. I think we have maybe 3 or 4 beaches from here. And I've actually never been on this beach, even though I lived in NAPEAGUE, because from where I lived, we're going to go there next one. We called that NAPEAGUE Beach, but I looked on the map. This is NAPEAGUE Ocean Beach, which is kind of hush-hush. You don't really, maybe just the locals would know about it. So I discovered it just after 18 years. I've lived here 18 years. Okay, so I was talking about opposition, and I wanted you to see something very interesting. If you've got some blocks, you don't need to have blocks, but if you do, it kind of makes this little demonstration a little bit easier. This is something, I made a video about this, and this is kind of a balancing hack, and it kind of enhances your poses to another level. There are 3 levels when you're learning anything. There's beginning, there's intermediate, and there's advanced. And for me, I feel like when you're a beginner, there's one word you should concentrate on. And maybe take a second to think what you might think that word would be to tell a beginner. Oh, just, to me, it's courage. When you're a beginner at something, you just have to have the courage to try things. Just like, okay, I'll try that. Okay, you know, just step outside of your comfort zone. When you get to the intermediate stage, this is that long, slow slog in improvement. It's usually like the beginning phase is usually like, wow, and then, oh, the intermediate phase is usually very long. And to me, the word for that is strength. You're building strength. You're just like, until finally you have like the endurance. And then when you get to the advanced stage, my word for that is finesse. Because then you use less energy to accomplish more. And this is a finesse move that I'm going to be showing you. And this is using the fascia in your body. It's really feeling the limits of what your body is going to do. So all you got to do is take a block in your hand, and let's go on the right hand. We're going to start this way. Now keep your legs straight, and what you're going to do is try to put that block on the ground. Look what happened. Do you see what happened? When I try to do that, my foot comes up, because remember I told you, when you move your head, the rest of your body reacts. Whatever you do, your body is one big kind of bag of water and then this big net. So if I start to reach down this way, my leg wants to come up. I think a lot of times when people are trying to do half moon pose, they get scared because it's really scary to be like this. This is the pose that we're talking about, like that. So that's called half moon pose. And they think about like going like this and then lifting their leg up, lifting their leg up. You can do it that way, but an elegant way, I think the more advanced way, is if you just let your leg come up, and look, if I push my leg down, the block comes up. If I put the block down, my leg comes up. So go on ahead and just reach with that block, and your leg will naturally come up. And if you want to, you can bring the other arm up into the sky. See, it's not that hard, right? So much more elegant. Now, to come down, foot comes down, and then I come up. It's a very safe way of doing, and it's trusting your body. Okay, let's try it to the other side. If you don't have a block, maybe you can just go halfway or something. You don't have to go all the way over, okay? Reaching. Oh, look, the foot is coming up. Isn't that crazy? It just wants to come up. It wants to. I don't have to make it come up. And then I can put the other up towards the sky. Nice. And then to come out, foot starts coming down, and then my hand just comes up naturally. I can just use what's in my body. Another thing that I discovered later. Hi, puppy. Hi, little puppy. Hi, sweetheart. Hello, my little sweetheart. Oh, min pin? Min pin? Is it a min pin?
Well, I don't know.
Oh.
They told me in the shelter it was a chihuahua.
Oh, he's just adorable. Look at you. Oh, he's a little love bug. Oh, you want some more? You want some more? You found a friend that knows your spots. Oh, thank you so much. I'm doing a live morning yoga thing. Thank you. Oh, good puppy. Okay. See you later. Have a great day. All right, lovely people here. Okay, so another thing, yesterday we were doing the Warrior 3, and that's how you can use opposition again. So let's say you want to do Warrior 3, and you step forward, let's say on your right leg, and if you use your hands to reach, keep reaching, keep reaching, keep reaching, look what happens, my foot comes off. All right, so what you're going to do is just pull your hands out, and that's going to give you that opposition. And then you're going to keep those fingertips active. Don't let your arms go loosey, because that's harder to balance like that. But if you use that opposition, you see the opposition between my heel and my fingertips? It's very strong and I'm very stable. Okay, let's try it to the other side, shall we? All right, this time we're going to put the left foot forward. You're going to reach with your fingertips. Reach, 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 reach. Look, that foot comes off. Keep pushing that heel back. Don't let everything just kind of, make sure you're active in your arms. And to come down, what do? Foot. Think about the foot and with control. You know, I used to wonder, like, what makes dance dance, okay? Is this dance? Or is this dance? You know, and there's a certain energy in the body when you're a dancer. There's like you have this excitement going on. Now, in modern dance, a lot of times you'll have people like kind of Twyla Tharp kind of stuff. So that's dance too. But when are we dancing? When are we not? And I think it somehow involves that intensity of the body, that opposition that's going on. You really feel your feet pressing into the ground and your head reaching up towards the sky. That's another nice opposition that you can have for your posture. Let's add the arms, like we did in the beginning, to the standing, all right? So we're gonna press into the feet, lengthen through the occipital bone in the back of the neck. Then we're gonna do our little trick here with the thumb. Make the thumb perpendicular to the thigh first, and then you're gonna turn that thumb back. Now don't pinch your shoulders like that, we're not doing that. We're keeping the shoulders wide. See how my arms are rotating, but they're not pinching. I'm not making my arms go around my rib cage, okay? So we're just doing this. Push that thumb back as far as you can go without pinching. That's the end of your fascia. That's the opposition. That's the very end that you can go. Let's see how far in you can go. Ooh, without moving the shoulder. This is so good. This is how we keep ourselves young, I believe, is as we get older, we start to shrink inside ourselves. We start to shorten our muscles, and don't do that. Keep everything long and push against that edge. Push against that edge. Opening the thumbs like this now. Keeping the shoulders very quiet. Rotate the palms to face the thighs. And then see if you can sort of swing your arms. It might feel like a big stretch right here. That's because you are stretching your pec minor right there. See if you can do that. Swing your arms and keep your shoulders. Don't let your shoulders go like that or like this. Keep your shoulders on the back, wide and down, wide and down. That's how your shoulders should be. They should not be pinched back. This is not good posture. Don't do that. You're going to wreck your shoulders doing it that way. I just was talking to somebody yesterday about how they wreck their shoulders in yoga because they were using their shoulders to do chaturanga instead of rooting. Look at this. If you do chaturanga like this, look, my shoulders are rooted in my back, so I can use my core, I can use my back and my arms. Oh, yes. But if I use my shoulders, I'm going to mess them up. All right, so pushing that thumb back. Rotate the hands to face the sides of the thighs, standing up very tall, lifting your tummy, lengthening the sides of the back. Oh, yes. Yeah, this is a nice neutral position. This is you're in your power when you're like this. You really are, and you're so approachable. If you're like this, people are like, I don't know if I want to talk to her. And then if you're like this, they're like, I don't know if I want to talk to her. But if you're like this, they're like, who is that? So there's something magical about having nice posture. I invite you to investigate it. All right, let's come down to the ground and we'll finish off with a little bit of pranayama. I love posture. I think posture is just so important, but how do you learn about it? You know, I was lucky because I had amazing dance teachers. It's starting with Lee Harper in the Atlanta Contemporary Dance Company. They used to call it ACDC. So cute. But that was in the long time ago. But she was excellent. So from the beginning, I got really good technique, and just they taught us how to really take care of our bodies from the beginning. Oh, look, I put the strange leg in front. All right. Okay, let's come and sit for a moment. Lengthening again the sides, lengthening the back of the neck, breathing through the nostrils, making sure the mouth is closed. And let's revisit that, pardon me, that silence that we were feeling at the beginning. We've moved our bodies around, we've twisted, we've done some balance work. Waking up with a little smile on our face, lifting the corners of the eyes, lifting the back of the neck, feeling in our power, and neutral, but neutral. All is well. And now we're going to inhale through the nostrils. Feel a little suspension of the air before you feel the urge to exhale. There'll be a smaller little pause, and then inhale. Feel the float. Before you have to exhale again. Don't have to go at my speed. You go at your speed. And gently open your eyes. Did it feel like a long time? Sometimes when you start, it feels like a long time to sit there. You're like, you know, I remember trying to meditate. I tried to do this Vipassana course. I don't know whether you know about it. It's 10 days of silence. I lasted 2 days. I was like, it was so hard. But I do believe in this technique. It's a really great way to find serenity and make some breakthroughs in a very simple but powerful way of not speaking for 10 days. Not writing, not exercising, singing, dancing, chanting, nothing. Just 10 days of silence. It was amazing. And I know people who've done it, and it's life-changing if it's something you want to look at doing. All right, let's bring our hands into the Namaskar Mudra. And remember that little smile. Let's see if we can hold that smile or maintain that smile. Encourage that smile for the rest of the day, because it's going to affect our whole day. When we start smiling, others will smile back at us. We got to start the trend. I invite you to take a moment to acknowledge yourself, because you've just created an undeniable demonstration of your love for your health and your body. And when you take care of yourself, you got lots left over to help other people. You are abundant, my friend. Rubbing the hands together vigorously. Bringing the warm palms over the closed eyes again. Inhale deeply through the nostrils, lengthening the back of the neck. Smiling just a little bit, exhaling through the nostrils. Keep that smile on. Inhaling again through the nostrils and gently lower the hands. Namaste. Thank you so much for being with me today. I appreciate you sharing 30 minutes of your eternal now, and I'm going to be back tomorrow morning, 6:30 to 7. We'll do another 30 minutes of our sunrise yoga from the Hamptons. This was day 5, 6, 27. Okay, so we have 13 days left to reach our goal of 40 mornings, and that's Monday through Friday. And I'm going to be in Montauk maybe by Friday. I think that, so we might have to start over in Southampton or work our way backwards. I haven't made up my mind yet what we're going to do about that. But thank you so much for being here. Namaste. Have a great day. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Also, if you'd like to comment or leave suggestions, I really appreciate that, because I'm always doing videos based on what the audience wants to see. So let me know if there's something you want. Bye-bye.